Well, good morning. Rally Sunday, huh? We even have some pom-poms from a cheerleader. That's awesome. Absolutely. It's always humbling to stand in this pulpit before you, and I'm grateful for the privilege, especially today. I was humbled early this morning, though, because I walked out and turned around, and there was a bishop who just showed up in our pew, which is, pretty humbling for the preacher that doesn't know the bishop is coming. So that woke me up pretty early. If you weren't woken up, then the music will this morning, and we thank you for that gift, and to David for making all that happen. But wherever you are, this is what it's all about. These stories that we get from the gospel this morning. And they caused me to fall in love with God again this week. I fell in love with God again this week over the story of the potter at the wheel. And maybe it's because I have a vivid image of that. One of my best friends in seminary was named Charles, and he left a high-paying job raising money for nonprofits to be a priest. He was still a potter at heart, though. It made him happy, and he made a deal with the dean. He would come to Virginia Seminary over the one in New York if they found a place for him to bring his wheel and his kiln. And so they cleaned out an old laundry room, and in came Charles's kiln and wheel. And it was fun to watch him do his thing. If he was ever in a bad mood, you just sent him back to his studio because you knew he hadn't been doing his heart's work. When he came back out of his makeshift studio, he was always a mess. Mud from head to toe. Mucky water spots all over his spectacles. I like that image of God this morning. Sitting at a wheel, getting down and dirty with us in the mess of life. It's a caring, creative, risk-taking, loving God at work. This God is one who loves us enough to become clay like us, to put on our own flesh and blood. What better image of God could there be? In getting down in the mess with us, God has a mission for you and for me, for us together as community. God is molding us to serve that mission. You can choose whether to say yes or not to the employment offer, but God is asking, calling us to turn from our ways toward the way of love, the one of serving Christ in all persons, of setting the captive free, of breaking bread together with strangers, of bringing relief to the poor and the least of these. God is literally forming us to do that work, and I think that is good news this morning. Saying yes to that challenge is the hardest part, though, as you already know. You have to stay flexible. We have to stay wet, pliable, moldable. We cannot stay still or dry because the potter is still at work. The potter with a capital P, that is. There are other potters out there tempting us with easier ways, with prefabricated molds that look pretty darn good. I'm going to wear this metaphor out before we go. There are quick add-on handles and features we could buy for a quick fix. There are additives out there that we think will keep us moldable. But those liquids are no substitute for the living waters of our baptism. God is the only potter we need, my friends. So that is a lovely thing for you to meditate on this week in your conversations with God, whatever that looks like. But Jeremiah was not talking to individuals. Jeremiah was talking to a community. Jeremiah was talking about perhaps what we are feeling, talking to a group of people, feeling maybe somewhat like us as a country or as the world, when it feels like God is smashing us back into one big lump of clay. The question is, are we willing to stay on the wheel? Can we find ways to stick together, to sing the same song? Are we willing to wait it out for the potter to do the potter's work? Can we find ways as a community to be flexible so that no division will keep us from the mission of God? No matter the differences we have with our brothers and sisters and family, will we be able to pick up the cross, our pain, our challenge, the painful stories of being remolded, of being humbled in front of your bishop, of carrying those stories back into the world? Because we have this story of new life, my friends, here in this very place, and I know in your stories too. A story of renewal, a story of second chances. Because that cross is empty. Jesus having conquered death and being set free. That sets us free too. The everlasting arms of the cross are empty. Jesus conquers it and is no longer nailed to the cross. So we don't have to nail ourselves or anyone else there either. We are being reformed as a Christian community to love God and follow Jesus out into the world, to love our neighbors by serving them. And there's something especially special here in this congregation that Bishop Gold noticed even at the early service. He was like, what y'all are doing here is not like everybody else. You look different. It is beautiful. And so what are you going to do because of it? How do we invite others to join in our fellowship? For it is in knowing Jesus that we will indeed find the joy divine we have been looking for, leaning on one another and on the cross. It is not easy. It will never be without pain and suffering. It requires repentance of the things we have done, the things we have left undone, the people we have hurt for generations, the ones we have yet to reach. It requires forgiving others and forgiving ourselves. It requires thinking outside of the box. I think the answer is yes, we can, because something else about clay that I find in this reading from Jeremiah, at least, is that it hasn't been fired yet. It can still be shaped and reshaped infinitely. It is a material of possibility, moldable, fixable, responsive, adapt. Though God shaped humankind and breathed life into its nostrils, God did not fire the clay from which she made us. No one of us is one thing, one picture, one lamp. We're able to shape and be reshaped, and God continues laboring with us on our behalf. God looks at us, looks at our strengths, weaknesses, builds, and then heals. It is hard work, and maybe the spinning of the potter's wheel is making you dizzy this morning. Maybe you want to say no thank you. Maybe you want to be fired and resist the change. There's not much I can do about that if you've already made the decision. But you have another option. You can jump into community with your pom-poms. You allow the Holy Spirit to rally your heart and strengthen your body to carry your own cross. Because even with our cheerleaders, Pastor Don reminds us in his newsletter that we have each other. Actually, that is the etymology of the word you told us in your newsletter. It is from the word rally. It evolves from the Old French "re," meaning again, and ally, to bring together. God is bringing us together again with the unfailing spirit of the resurrection. So on this beautiful morning in word, especially in song, in spirit, and in body, may we rally around one another in our joys and in our sorrows, and lean on one another for the encouragement, for the heart, for the wisdom, for the strength to be remolded daily into the image of God, which is love. May we stick together for the long haul and bring others in to join this fellowship divine.